photographer that took it.
That's amazing.
Well, first of all, let me just say that I am privileged and humbled to stand up here and speak with you. I don't exactly know what I did to deserve this. There are plenty of others in here. The other survivors, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I've been there. And you're further down the road than I am. It gives me great hope. So, go make it.
Absolutely.
They said this was a rowdy group. When I was a little tyke growing up in South Mississippi on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, I loved sports. Anything to do with running, jumping, throwing, catching, I was involved with it. But the one sport that I particularly excelled at was competitive swimming. Swimming was a part of my life. And this goes back a few years. In the summer of 1970, I qualified for the very first time to attend the Mississippi State Swimming and Diving Championships. Now, in the state of Mississippi, if you were a competitive swimmer, this was the Olympics. So to qualify to go to this was a major accomplishment, and it's what you worked for your entire season, was to go to this event. So in 1970, as an 8-year-old, I qualified to attend this prestigious swimming event in North Mississippi. And of course, any of you know anything about competitive swimming, there's 4 strokes: freestyle, butterfly, breaststroke, backstroke. Backstroke was the stroke that I was especially good at, and that's not to be confused with massage. Backstroke. Now, some will tell you that the butterfly is the most difficult stroke. I completely disagree with that. Because with butterfly, freestyle, and breaststroke, you're going in the direction that you can see where you're going. But with backstroke, well, it's like driving a car in reverse with no rear view mirrors, and you've got blinders on. You're just kind of going down the pool, and you don't know where you're going. But anyhow, so very, very difficult stroke. So here I was, 1970, 8 years old, August, and I had qualified to go to this meet, and there was one particular event that I was really good at. It was a 50-yard backstroke. And I had gone through the preliminary heats and found myself in the enviable position of being the fastest qualifier for the finals. In fact, I was this close to setting a new Mississippi State record. So this was a big deal. I was very motivated, highly motivated. My father had noticed this, and he had also noticed my growing obsession with stopwatches. Little wind-up kind. Now, this is way before digital, okay? So the wind-up kind, and there were no touch pads or any of that. When they timed you in swimming and running back in those days, it was with stopwatches. And I was obsessed with these things. I don't know what my obsession was. I just had this idea that if I had my own stopwatch, I could time myself running here, running there. The swimming part I hadn't quite figured out. So, anyhow, my dad had noticed that I was obsessed with these watches, and he told me, he said, "Son, if you win this event and you set the state record, I'm going to buy you that stopwatch that you want." Well, that is all I needed to do. I was on board and ready to go. So, time for the finals came. It's late in the afternoon, actually about dusk. There's dark, dark clouds overhead. I'm standing there. Now, today's swimmers wear these body suits. They're a little bit more flattering. Back in the day, you wore Speedos. I don't know if you remember what a Speedo is. It basically covers only the critical parts of your body. So I'm standing on the pool deck, ready for this event. I'm nervous as hell. I'm like shivering. It's cold. And all of a sudden, I feel this sudden warm calm go over my body. I'm thinking, okay, I'm ready. And then I realize, I just peed my baby. Now, when you're 78, incontinence is a normal body function. But at 8 years old, it's pretty embarrassing. I'm standing there like this on the food deck, hiding the fact that I peed, well, as we say in the South, I've wet my britches. Getting ready and praying, okay, can we please get in the water? Because with backstroke, you dive in the water first and then start from blocks. So they call the event, or call us into the water. Finally, I can take my hands from my private parts. Get in the water, the starter calls the race. Okay, take your marks, boom, off we go. The stopwatch starts. Can you hear that? There we go. All right, off I'm going. So remember, backstroke is like driving in reverse, except you can't see where you're going. The only way you know where you are in the pool is as you get close to the other end, you see these backstroke flags overhead. And so when you see those flags, you have to count the number of strokes. But when you're in a highly competitive position and you're amped up and your adrenaline's running, maybe the number of strokes you're supposed to take to get to the wall and do your turn might not be the same. So you're either going to come up short and coast, or you're going to go too far and crack your head wide open, and that's the end of that race. Fortunately, I made the turn, and I started coming back the other way, and finished the race. Looked up. Everybody else was touching after me. Did I win? Yes, I won. Gold medal. And on the back of that medal, it says, Stephen Belcher, 8 and under, 50-yard backstroke, 42.2 seconds, state champion, August 7th, 1970. Can you believe I still have this? Okay.
Any kind of stuff?
So, and the stopwatch was the very stopwatch that my father bought me when I was 8 years old. So, you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with anything that I'm here for? Or maybe you're thinking I'm a hoarder. I mean, who keeps this stuff? 43 years, okay? I still have this. And no, I'm not. My point for this story is really very simple. That day in August, I was in a race against time. Okay? It was a race against time. And in the LLS's fight to cure blood cancers, we are in a race against time. Every 4 minutes, someone is diagnosed with some form of blood cancer. Every 11 minutes, someone loses their life to blood cancer. I'm the lucky one. There's other lucky